It's Pixie again, just in another little video. Talk about interdimensional beings and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. So we're going to chat on about that. For most people, they may have experienced something where they've seen something, they could say it's the paranormal or something a bit strange. It's not so uncommon to see shadowy figures or little glimpses in the corner. It's because the reality we live is a multi-dimensional reality, and there's things that live out of the normal sense of what you understand reality to be outside of your six senses. And these sometimes you get different experiences whereby you might see, say, a shadow person. You may have a type of visitation at night by something that's an ET type being. You may also see animal type figures as well. For myself, from my experience, I've mentioned this before. When I was growing up, there was a jinn or something that would visit my parents' house, and that was for me from a very small child. So there's been different sorts of experiences. There was also sort of a lot of nightmares and that sort of things growing up. So it was a difficult upbringing in that sense. I mean, everything else pretty much the same. There was nothing there that sort of trigger me to create some type of fantasy. I was being watched by something, and at night noticed there was something else. Something was in the room, and things would go on that were pretty bizarre. So I mean, for a while it all sort of died down, but then there's been spats where it's come back, and more sort of activity. And I've into sort of research, and I've mentioned it in my book as well. I've got a book I've mentioned. I've covered all these different bases, and that's just from my experiences and my perceptions. I don't see the imagination as something artificial. I see it as a part of a creative consciousness, so it's as real as what you can think about, basically. I can say that I'm followed around by a large black dog, which is a bit of a strange experience to have. Sometimes I see figures, and what I've got set up in my flat is there's multiple mirrors around the place, so it kind of operates as a mirror portal. And so what happens is that when I'm sitting and watching TV, you have a spectrum of light. There's dark light, and there's also white light, and then you have a spectrum of what you can see reflected from things that you basically translate the information you get, because light is a portal. It connects to something, connects to you, and then you get a projection of that image. And what you get with the dark light gives you a contrast of shapes and things that go off that light spectrum. So you see things in the corner of your eye, but if you try to focus it with your centre of your eye, they will vanish because they don't have a light body. They are contrasted of shadow. And what it is basically with the mirrors is their pickup, and you'll notice there's a black figure or some movement that's really fast. It could be that you're observed, and if that does happen, then you've got at least a chance of actually noticing. If they're moving past, you'll suddenly see in the mirror, you might see something there, but actually where the object should be, there's nothing. So there's a hell of a lot of activity in this type of area, in this dimension. I think for most people not to be sort of freaked out by it, because I hear very, very little reports of people being, well, things happening to them. I mean, stuff does happen to people that tend to be quite frightened and afraid. Some people will say they've been attacked in different forms. I think they do test the boundaries of people. I've had different types of experiences where, I don't know, might be at night trying to hack into my dreams, or basically their presence is there and I'm aware of it. They're sort of making some sort of physical contact. Sometimes you'll get with them is sort of reptilian type ones. So they're type, I don't know, I don't think they're right. I don't not fully understand what an archon is. It's more of a, I mean, from my experience, I sort of meditated on what I've experienced. They're more bird-like, and sort of, they do have claws, but there's more bird-like nature to them. And with sort of the other type of visitors, they tend to be more reptilian in nature, and different things happen. So you might have a very strange dream. I mean, they haven't hurt me. I'm probably aware of that they've put devices into me, and that certain healings has taken place on me as well. So that it's not like they're trying to hurt me in some way, but they are either or they're doing something to the human race anyway. They're involved in the background of this experiment. I sort of imagine that I might wake up, I might be in some type of status, like almost like the Matrix. You wake up somewhere else, and it's sort of somebody telling you it's game over, and it's like a type of game that's getting played out. But there is a sense that the consciousness is bigger than you. My consciousness is definitely more bigger than me. I mean, this is an expressed form of my history. Now, I've used Ormus and sort of the monotonic elements. So with Ormus, it has certain rare metals that are in a type of hyperspin state. Your body can absorb them, and they will bind with your DNA. They'll also bind with your nervous system. You'll notice a change and some more hypersensitivity to certain energies, basically electromagnetic and stuff like that. I mean, and also your mental processes will change and also improve. They'll go through the change, quite a big change for people, because there may be areas of their brain they haven't used, and it's exploring that and making full use of your being, because that's a part of your life and living it in an experience. I can say when I was younger that I had certain nightmares and that experience, and it was like tested and being drained and other all sorts of things there. It could be that it was a kind of to create a conditioning, and I've sort of noticed now that I'm having things that are not entirely human, and they're kind of hybrid things that would look like people would think it was demons and all sorts of things. It takes a strong mind to actually deal with it. Otherwise, people would just you'd freak out if you see something, a vivid image of something, and it doesn't look human. You'd sort of think, oh my god, what the hell's that? And then you can actually connect at any sort of level. Can say that with using Ormus, that I went through a stage where one morning I woke up and I was aware of this like strong memory, and I could see myself. I was looking at someone from a tribe, and to be honest, I wasn't white. I was black in this actual image, and I realised it was a part of myself in some way. So I decided to look at that memory and then try to go back further on it. Like recalling a memory, it's almost like re-rolling the day, what you did before. I took a deeper journey, and so there were several. So for me, I mean, I went forward and backwards in time. So I went from that point, and then I went forward to where I am presently in the present day. I can say that I was a victim lifetime. I was in Queen Victoria. I could see the painting there. I may have been a clerk or something. I mean, let's not all get caught up in that. We're all famous people from the past. I mean, the reality, I was a clerk. I think I was fairly wealthy. I could see I had a painting, or there was a painting of the Queen Victoria there. That's how I could tell the actual time frame. And it was called a horse and cart outside, somewhere in London. Further back in time, there was a lifetime in Africa as a part of the tribe. Further back than that, there's in Australia, there's Aborigine. So I wonder if Aborigine connection to Africans that have gone into the whites, that kind of, if there's a genetic sort of connection into that as well as a spiritual. I'm aware that in the past I've had also. That's sometimes quite difficult for people to deal with. That they would have been something non-human at one point. I mean, for me, I know that I've been a wolf, and I know I've been a crocodile, because I can clearly see the memory of them beings. For the wolf was quite interesting because some wolves, they pair up with a partner. It's a lifetime bond, and I was aware of that happened. So that's kind of probably why, from a romantic side, the way I think now, and that may be experience in the past. Crocodile, however, nothing romantic about that. I could see that I was inside some type of lagoon or something, and I was looking up at a bar with a neon sign, and that's probably about as much as I could see. I likely would have got killed or shot or something, because I was near a human habitat. That may be where I crossed over into a bit more of the human. There's something about that basically, if a soul sacrifices itself for another being, it can sometimes go through an upgrade from there. And I would have come in contact with a human. A human would have probably eaten this crocodile. That was me. So it's kind of, there's an of that one being to the next. So there might be some type of spiritual connection that's created who I am today. Going back to, I mentioned about there's like a giant black dog, and that would be something that's connected to the jinn sometimes. That with that could be that wolf connection or animal. This black dog does any harm, and to be honest, with interdimensional beings, it's what you mirror towards them. If you mirror fear, they pick up on it and feed off it. But if you like love and so on, they react. Basically, you can manipulate. So that's kind of an insight to that. I mean, yesterday I saw something, looked like a cloaked figure, and it was something I haven't seen before. There was a kind of concern for a second, though I knew it was a different type of entity. But what I've also noticed is that my memory from yesterday was that it felt like it was actually wiped, and certain memories left. So I knew I had to get up tomorrow morning. I went to work, I did whatever I needed to do, and that's all that was in that memory. Everything like that. I mean, I remember I'd wake up a few times in the night when I toilet, I'd grab a drink, but everything outside of that was like no dream, no nothing, no nothing. And then I had this sort of images of people that their features were slightly distorted, which is a bit strange. So maybe that's seeing through some type of hologram or something there. So anyway, this is me signing off from this video. I hope this is of use to you.